Time for the second series of the day. Now we move towards our last elimination best of 3. For you and I, there is one more on the stream, but we will not be casting it. So, Renegades now up against G2. The Aussies against the Frenchies is our final game. For you and I, at least, there is one more to come, and it's one more elimination best of 3 here on the stream. So, this one, I think, going to be quite an interesting one. It's the Renegades now with still relatively new look, majority Australian lineup once again. 4 Aussies in there. Well, sorry, Grat, but you're an Aussie now. 4 Aussies in there, 3 and a Kiwi, but who's counting? And G2, the team, the new French super team, or so we thought, that have been having some struggles recently, but playing okay so far this tournament. Yeah,
this tournament. The sleepers that you need to turn up have been turning up. Even the players that a lot of the critics have said, you know, aren't that great, have been pretty damn great. So, you know, Existence especially, he's been putting in last-ditch efforts to try to keep the dream alive for G2, you know, going out with a bang, as some would say. And, yeah, you know, Renegades, they've been looking pretty good too. So, depending on if G2 can keep up the form, it's a new day, new me, you know, are G2 going to be able to continue it into, you know, the third day of the qualifiers? Or finals.
Tournament, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think Renegades is probably a pretty good matchup for them to come up against. If anyone, like, you'd rather play Renegades than you would match up against anyone else right here. I don't think you'd want to pay that Renegades, but hey, look, that's all right. Either way, it is the lineups underneath, at least, are what we're looking at here. And I think it's going to be potentially quite a close match. Certainly should be much closer than the last one, I think. Looking at it on the face of it, certainly should be. And I think we want it to be a 3-mapper.
Yep, definitely. I would like to see it go to 3 maps. Not sure what the veto currently is going to sit at, but if we do see certain maps picked, I'm not too sure if we are going to go to 3 maps. I guess only time will tell. Could have a similar situation to the Sharks and Na'Vi match, where it might actually end up being one-sided if one of the teams that is expected to play well doesn't turn up, you know, nerves getting to them. At professional level, you know, it can still happen. No one's immune to having a bit of a stress pot day. And today might be the day. It
might. I mean, in terms of G2, I think that's certainly going to be a problem for them moving forward. Now they've got these 2 younger players coming into their lineup, or at least looking like they're coming into their lineup. They're not here yet. They've been announced, though, I'm fairly certain, haven't they?
Pretty sure. Not sure who they are, but
it's Jax, and I'm really stretching the limits of my knowledge of the French scene here. I probably should know that off the top of my head, but I don't, so we're going to move past it. Either way, they are still playing with the squad of mostly veterans now, guys who have been around for a very long time. Body, I think, the newest player to this team, and even then, he's been with them for a long time.
Yep.
So they should have a pretty good handle on the nerves and everything like that. It's more just if their players will be able to turn up and hit the shots that are required. You've been watching G2 throughout these qualifiers, or I say qualifiers, throughout the group stages, much more than I have. I haven't had a chance to cast any of their games yet. You were telling me earlier it's been Shox and Kenny S, right?
Keeping us on the edge of our seats, yes. Shox and Kenny S turning up. Existence and Smith's probably the best B hold we've ever seen on the B site of Dust 2. No, I'm not going to say the best one we've ever seen, but very exciting to watch. You know, perfect communication, bait and switch, just not missing any bullets, just playing it perfectly, essentially. And yeah, then you got like Body's there. Body's being extremely consistent, more of the rock for G2. And it looks like we are going to be going into Overpass for the first match of the night. I'm believing that this would be a G2 pick. We saw them play it a few times over the last couple of days. So
it is indeed. I have the veto.
Yep.
We didn't get it up on screen in time because the game is ready to go, but the veto is, I'm not sure of the bands, but either way, G2 have picked Overpass, Renegades take us on to Train, and then Cache is the 3rd map if we need it. So that's what we're looking at. We're starting on Overpass, Train to follow, Cache to finish.
Ooh, Train.
Spicy. This is actually a very interesting one because the first 2 maps that have been picked are statistically the worst maps for both teams. Their worst map by far, and G2, it's a map they've played once in the last 3 months. It's a map they're doing a lot of banning on, so interesting that those maps are allowed to stay in for the picks, but we'll start off an Overpass either way, and it's Gratisfaction to take the first peek at Fountain.
Oh, Gratty boy, Gratata. What do you got for us? Shoxy, though, going to be the first to find a frag. Liaz goes down, and JKS is going to bite off more than he can choose. Shoxy, first 2 frags of the match. But he is going to be traded out as a through con there. Getting the headshot, and that is the B side open, but the C... Oh, no, it's not. The Renegades are on the CT side. Don't worry, Mac. You're a bloody moron.
It's all right, Mac. It's early in the day. We forgive you.
The B side is not open, contrary to Mac's belief.
It is to the CTs. If they want it, it's there.
Oh, yeah, if they want to hold it. But Jacob here, Holding from Con, not actually going to spot the long push. That will be Grat's job, but
no.
Kenny there on the flank in Con. Jacob turning around just in the nick of time and getting the headshot, bringing it back to the 3v3. But Grat, he's got all the information. Spotting Smiths there, just can't connect on the head, unfortunately, for the New Zealander. But now with the flash coming in, Grat will be trying to hold from Truck, finding one more. The bomb goes down. That will have to be retrieved. But what a hold he's found. 2 in existence now left in a 1v2. He's almost about to find a frag onto Jacob, but down to 7 HP. He will survive for the moment. Azza trying to hold the cross. He will take point here at medium to long range with the USP. Has been spotted though. Pre-fire coming out from existence, who just is actually going to find the headshot. So Azza now down to 26 HP. 1 bullet each and they could fall down. But Azza playing with fire here, just looking to get off some more damage. Existence though only taking 1 HP of damage, but the 2-man swing is not going to be effective. Azza now last alive with 2 HP, 10 seconds for Existence. Pick up the bomb and plant, but there is the headshot from Azza, pulling it back, right at the last moment. Renegades first round going in their favour on the CT side of Overpass.
That's such a risky way to play that 2v1. That's so scary. The idea, of course, is great. It's like, let's double peek him while we're low on HP. It's better for the high HP player to take that contact, try and find the frag at medium range. But going out again for Azza after he'd been dinked that hard was certainly very risky, but it pays off. There's an early smoke over into Monster to support his team on the B site even. Deep Monster, in fact. Crack going to go up behind the fountain smoke. I just spotted out something of the cross there, but hasn't shot it yet. Instead, just going to lurk around here and be a menace. Does have the support of Jacob. On top of connector there. And 3 players for Renegades over on B, expecting G2 to exploit a vulnerability over there, or at least to try to. But with the pistols and the full sets of utility, G2 have something much more execute-based in mind. They're going to use all of that util to try and get themselves close, where those pistols will be the most dangerous.
Grat here from Divider, just waiting for any information to come his way. That in corner looks like Jacob. He is going to find the first frag onto Body, taking 40 HP of damage. Grat just surviving with 2 as he finds another frag onto Shocks. Jacob will eventually fall here, but gets the damage done onto Smiths as well, who is down to 8 HP. It is back to a 3v3, and G2 aren't going to be able to have the A site for free. Azza and Grat both here to hold. Grat is so low, and Smith's coming in to team up with his teammate, bringing that bomb. But JKS, look at this. Oh, it's actually a 3v4. I thought Grat was gone.
Grat's
the 2
so
HP.
low that it's hard to see, yeah. I wasn't going to correct you, I was just going to leave it be. But, you know, either way, body block smoke there for Azza means that stairs for Liaz do remain open. He'll throw a Molotov out of there. 30 seconds left. That molly going to be extinguished in the smoke, and Grat going to hit the shot on Kenny S. 2 HP, but 2 frags. Not bothering him so far. It's Smith's in existence left to try and clean this up, and it's going to be very difficult to do so.
Nice fast trade there from Azza, who's looking for a bit more. Existence with 52 HP will actually find the headshot onto Liaz, getting yet another rifle out of the hand. Oh, it was this SMG out of the hands of Renegades. But Renegades still finding 2 in a row. G2, they forced into the second, so they are going to give up yet another round. And Renegades should find a third here unless something goes horribly wrong.
But Mac, you're an Australian caster. You've casted Australian teams for a long time. Going horribly wrong is sometimes just part of what we do.
But G2's gone on board again.
They have.
They're just going to push the point.
This is very French. Very, very French to just keep this pressure up, keep the buys happening. And while it's early game, you might as well try and put the pressure on Renegades where you can. I imagine if they lose this round and maybe one more after that, they will stop forcing. But for now, sure. Don't let Renegades have any comfortable rounds here. If they can keep pulling away 2 to 3 guns on these pistol buys like they have been doing, then absolutely. Keep the Renegades' economy low and keep them on edge. Don't give them a chance to relax with the clock round early.
Oui.
Baguette.
Oh, that's
the extent of my French.
Settle down, all right. What are you doing, Tim?
Oui, baguette. It's French. Yes, bread.
Oh, of course. There you go. I love a bit of bread. And G2 are looking to get it.
Same joke.
Jacob here, holding aggressively in bathrooms. He's going to find one, but doesn't have the bullets to get a second. Kenny on the trade with the P250. And Renegades not expecting G2 to have the pistols here. There has been a lot of utility used from them so far, but still a lot left in the clip. They've managed to find themselves a Famis and another frag on the A side. Azza completely blinded as well, and Body tapping down. Only a couple of bullets left in the clip, but he will be able to pick up the M4A4. So JKS through the smoke will fade back and survive just for the moment. 2v4, and the bomb is going to be planted here on the A site for G2. So the force buy proving effective so far. Liaz, he's here as well to Famis. Expecting a flank to come in, which will be a little late. Shocks making his way up short on B.
But the bomb is down, and Liaz and JKS backs against the wall. This is a pistol round that G2 have worked so well with, using their limited utility to great effect. There's Shocks on that backstab as well. One more gun torn away. It's just JKS now trying to save this M4A4, and G2 have done it early. They were initially just, or I was saying they could just keep the pressure up, but with the utility that they bought space just like they did in the last round to get those pistols up close and personal. The flashbangs coordinated perfectly to expose all of those Renegades players on the bomb side. JKS will hold on to this M4 just, but that is certainly not the way the Aussies wanted that round to go. Getting overwhelmed by pistols, minimal investment from G2. Now they're going to be able to go back behind it with rifles, with everything else, and Renegades, the money, not looking good.
There was another small victory that Renegades got just there, and that was JKS running over a kit right at the end of the round. So if he had that a little earlier, might have decided to go for that. Unbeknown to him, G2 actually left the site really early. Extremely early. There was time, if JKS held from jump up, could have definitely gone for a cheeky ninja, but you know, G2 finding a round on a force bite. And now they'll have rifles going into the fourth round, but Jacob here at tree. Going to be spotted and shut down. Existence feeling it. AK in hand. That's the headshot for him as well. Two-man stack in con. Grat and JKS looking to hold here, but Grat will just head back towards the top, at least for the moment. He's only got that USP as he is going to try and save for the AWP going into the later rounds of the first half hit. But now Azza just solo on the A site, jumping for information. The CTs, they've come out of con, the safe way, through short. Taking the map control, and they are going to go for the full stack over on A, but with 50 seconds remaining, G2, if they feel this one out a little bit, they might be able to just head back to the B site for free. Oh, but with the flash, there is a bit of team flashing coming out. Azza, I think he's been spotted. There you go. Smith's one free frag there, untraded from the CTs. JKS with the M4 doing some damage. He's managed to find two, knowing one more is a truck. He's actually going to be shut down as the long push comes in, a little bit belated. But the headshot there for Existence to shut down the round and even up the scoreline at 2 rounds each.
That should be the eco coming out now from Renegades as well. No saved guns to bail them out this time. JKS gets 2 with the M4 in that last round, but no more than that. And that's not going to be enough to win the Renegades around, unfortunately for them. G2, they've done it with the pistols. They've swung the momentum of the game very early indeed. Now they're looking to farm up some money. Did have 2 MAC-10s there, but dropped bodies in favor of an AK-47. Shocks, though, will be farming the cash. Renegades going for a very fast push up long. Going to try and overwhelm them with the pistols and the fast pace, and it might just work. Bit of team damage done by the nade there as well will always help, but they're going to go for, instead, the close stack at long here on the CT side. And hope that G2 push into them.
4-man stack, all lined up. Going to lift at the helmet there as well, but Smith's holding strong, finding 3, make it 4, just letting the recoil reset, pulling out the Glock as well, and Jacob will be taken down. Last alive is JKS. And he's going to fall to body as well, just hiding there at the old fountain. So Renegades, the stack, not really effective at all. Couldn't get a single rifle out of the hands of G2. As they are able to buy up fully into the 6th round. So Grat, he's managed to pick up the AWP. JKS as well, so we are going to see a 2-AWP setup here on Overpass. Interesting.
Off the bat, let's see where they put them. Seen Renegades do this before. It's usually 1 each side. Grat might go aggressive at fountain. JKS will usually lock down B. Looks like that is indeed exactly what we're going to see this time. So standard way that they use this setup. JKS looks for a pick through monster and will be given it. Grat holds pressure elsewhere on the map. Existence though, going to go straight through this short smoke. Very aggro. Gets Azza, but Liaz, his first frag of the game, will get that trade. And that keeps Renegades in the man advantage now. In their first real gun round since they were playing against the Pistols earlier.
4v3 though. So Renegades in a nice little situation with that man advantage. All the information that they need as well. There's a lot of utility and noise is going to be made by the T's here. Jacob might actually want to go through the smoke. Not sure if he is going to do it. The discipline too strong. But Kenny S right next to him in the corner. Has been body blocked, and that will give up a free frag and the bomb. So much information. Smiths goes down as well, knowing exactly where body is. Jacob will hide in the corner. Flash comes in. Body will dodge it, but Grad is going to be the man to pick up the frag. And there is the 3rd round for Renegades, keeping it close against the Frenchies.
Jacob with a really good decision there to make that play, given that it is a 4v3. He'd be well within his rights to just play on his sights with his teammates, have the man advantage when it comes to that push, but instead chooses to take the position Makes G2, or keeps G2 guessing, really. Knows that if he makes that play, if he dies, sure, it's a 1v3 on the side, but if he doesn't and he chooses to play on the side instead, it's still a 2v3 at best. So still disadvantaged, so takes the entire round on his hands, on his shoulders, in his hands. Checks back for his team. Here goes Grat for this pick again. Kenny is waiting for it, though. He'll be looking over this smoke. Knows this is a very common thing for attacking Overpass to do, and Smiths is trying to go through and catch out Grat. He will get away just in time, but Smiths on this hunt very quickly indeed.
But Jacob, close at bathrooms as well. Grat just managing to get away unscathed. Jacob won't be checked in the corner, finding one. Body is going to fall as well, and that's the bomb. So much information. Kenny, though, eventually getting the trade, and that is an opportunity to retrieve the bomb, which will be done by G2, but with the man advantage yet again, Renegades looking good. Less map control this time, so they won't be able to play that close bathroom setup, and G2 are looking to execute towards A. They still have a whole minute remaining, so they don't have to commit completely. Kenny, though, flashed in, and he will take the line there with the AWP. Scope not spotted by Grat, who gets a little bit aggressive. Timing on the flash, so he can clear that headshot area as well. Molotov onto the truck, but as a head down hiding, he will still be spotted. Grat, the two trucks set up, proving effective for a moment, but Smith will shut it down and bring it back to the 2v2. He's only got 17 HP remaining. The rotations come in, though. Liaz ready for the aggression from the AWP, but that is a fast trade. Liaz looking to bite off a bit more than he can chew, going in solo. But Smiths, he was spotted. He has repositioned over towards default here. JKS with the flash that is a little skew-if, bouncing off the wrong wall there.
It's actually pretty difficult for JKS now, given that Smiths had so much time to move. He will get the repositioning happening in the end. JKS was looking the right way, but couldn't get the AWP shot off, and it's Smiths with a 4K there.
Huge
saving
round.
G2. Big round indeed.
12 frags already. We're 7 rounds in. He's fragging today. What do you know?
I mean, it was Existence yesterday or the other day. It's Smiths today. Why not?
Everybody. Shoxy's been extremely consistent, but he's right at the bottom there with Kenny and Body for G2. Over on Renegades, you do have Jacob turning up 7 for 6, so that's close to 100 ADR for him, probably. Grat as well, doing some decent by your boy Smiths there. Liaz as well, slow start, but he is playing that rotator role, or anchor on the B site rather, so he doesn't get to see a lot of action until it is towards the retake, or until G2 start to hit this B site, which they haven't really been favouring so far in this matchup.
No, they haven't really gone B that many times at all. They've tried a couple times, but the one time recently that they went B was when they tried to send Existence out in front of that smoke. He did get the one kill, but was traded immediately. It was no real issue for them. So we'll see now. Renegades have had attack pause, a chance to talk about things with Kassad.
Have a little chat with your boy.
That's exactly it. We'll see what they're able to get out of it. Going for some aggressive pressure, this time down Con, where Kenny lies in wait. Pretty dangerous thing for them to peek here. Grat with the SMG does want to get up close, but instead going to go for a boost up over the top, and Kenny going to fall up the ladder. Makes a bit of noise doing so, so they'll know that he's either falling back or getting to it, but there's the smoke to button the space either way. As G2 will group up and head over towards this B side of the map.
Ooh. So JKS and Liaz potentially about to find a little bit more action than they have seen so far. Shox and Body allowed to walk around freely at Monster, but Smith's making some noise here towards bathroom. Aggressive play coming out from the Renegades though. Jacob, he's going to be looking the wrong direction. That's one frag. The second man goes for the repeat too. And that is going to be Grat, but he's going to get his head taken off as well. So that's 14 frags now for Smiths. Huge start to the round for G2. 50 seconds remaining before they have to commit. But the Renegades, they are going to slowly start to rotate off of this B site, and G2 potentially just going to come in late to B, get the bomb planted, and Renegades may just decide to save whatever they have, potentially even try and retake the rifles over towards toilets.
Smith's going to make a bit of a noise, a bit of a play onto the A-bomb side, try and keep these players here, and Liaz gets saved by Azza and Grat. But nonetheless, it will be the hit going onto the B-bomb side now, and no one's here. JKS has rotated over, but might not peek out in time. There's already a player low in water close to him. And he's the only one with the... Well, he's the only one who started this round with the rifle. Az has managed to recover one, but not really a lot to do. And it's, as you said, 15 seconds left, but the bomb will have plenty of time to go down for G2. Renegade's going to fall away. Save the 2 guns they've managed to get.
There is Shox on the lurk already. Hunting. Knife out. In a metaphorical sense. He does have his gun out, ready to get a frag. Azza here, though. Looking for the damage. He's going to get his head ripped off, so that gun could be retrieved. It definitely will be. Liaz picking up the rifle from above Con. But they might just go for the AKs here at long. JKS getting the upgrade. And G2, knowing that the money is going down the drain a little bit, body and existence economy starting to get quite low. They are happy to just save the 3 rifles. Let Renegades save 2 going in to the 9th round of the half. And they might be able to buy. Not sure if they will. The money's essentially in the bin.
Yeah, it'd be... I mean, with your money like this, you are going to get away with a single save, given that they've lost 2, 3 in a row now. I can't remember exactly.
I feel like they're just going to go for a different CT setup. Both the rifles on Liaz and JKS. G2 should know that both of these players are down on the B site. But here we are, the aggression from the Renegades all the way, all stacked towards A and Con. Both the rifles in Con here, ready for the fast rotation. Oh, and there goes Shoxy. So that's a essentially free frag, untraded there. The Shox goes down, potential other rifle pickup for the Renegades, which could even up the weaponry.
G2 actually playing right into the trap here as they are considering going over towards the A bomb site now. That frag from their player pushing into B immediately triggers them moving away, and oh, Jacob could have got a frag there. They were blinded, but so too was he by the flash popping in front of him. Now Zamoli there as well. Azza has a chance on a blinded player, but can't land it. Its existence with the double frag to get it back under control. Liaz peeking out will get 1. The second is possible onto Smiths as well, and will get it with that spray just about in the end with a headshot. 3 frag for Liaz, making this one possible as it's a 2v2 body though. Quickly out onto this B bomb site. Grat only has the USP. He can only hope to delay here, really. Maybe he gets lucky if he plays his positioning perfectly, but no. It's body to get both with a quick rotate around. Swivels onto heaven.
Wowzers. Liaz must have made a bit of noise coming towards heaven then as body flicked up so quickly. Grat actually had the play. He made it to Dildo, and the G2 had no idea at all. He was there, and body was still looking at headshot. Hunting and searching. And off the back of an opening frag from Liaz, you know, the Renegades essentially, I wouldn't say they've dropped the ball. You know, Azza, he had every opportunity, but he went for the Deagle spam. And unfortunately, in this scenario, G2 came out on top. But 6-3. G2 now with a 3-round lead and looking good. But Renegades, they've got 5 rifles. Minimal utility, though, going into the 10th.
And no kits either, so they need to resolve this one before that bomb goes down, or at least have a 2-man advantage, really, when it does, to make that retake quicker. If they can't do that, then with that 10-second defuse and with only 2 grenades across their players, it's going to be a pretty rough round for them now. And they are playing quite a passive setup as well. Jacob is aggressive, sitting up close to bathrooms here, looking for some information, but everyone else back on the bomb sites. 3 players sitting around on B. Grat rotating between looking at long and helping Jacob out here. And G2, they've left the bomb all the way back in playground. They're spreading out and looking for some picks at this point. They're going to boost over. This might actually catch out Liaz here. I think he has moved just far enough around the pillar, but he's moving back to headshot. This would be a pretty nasty surprise for him. He's right on the edge there. They spot out the angle. Shox can't quite hit the shot, but it's a bit of info nonetheless for both teams.
But we are going to see the rotation starting to come out towards bathrooms. Jacob here boosted.
I spotted that.
But he's fallen down. And Grat is actually the man to fall. But here we are, fast trade coming out. Kenny goes down as well. That's the AWP out of the hands of G2. And we do see Body here close and hunting. Jacob trapped in bathrooms at the moment, but Body, he's here. Bit of team damage coming out, which will allow Jacob to know the positioning of the 2 G2 players. Existence and Smith's finding the frags, though, as a falling. But Liaz, he's here. He's holding, and he's feeling sharp. He's found the first and brought it back to the 2v2, but JKS is going to have to wait for that smoke to fade. Body can't quite connect, and with 4 seconds to plant, JKS through the edge of the smoke manages to find Smiths on the cross there. So the timer, irrelevant if you can't even get the bomb to its site to plant.
These rounds still very, very close, though. Renegades just about holding on to that one. And it comes down to some really gutsy, bold decision-making there. It's Liaz. If he gets spotted going through that smoke, the round's done. But instead, he goes through it, it works out, he finds the timing, and the frags required to shut it down. Still, though, a very near thing so far this game on Overpass. G2, 2 rounds to the good on T-side on their own map pick. Going for a tactical timeout to discuss their options. The money's not great. While they can get rifles and armor on the remaining 3 players, that's pretty much all they can do. Shox can only drop an SMG. Kenny can't drop anything at all after spending all of his money on that AWP.
But look at this. For G2, it's essentially just the Smiths and Existence show at the moment, both hunting the 30 frags already. They're on the way.
Also, the two players who are being removed, I believe, after this event. That's it, yeah.
Or are they? Are they really?
It's sad for Smiths. Yeah, maybe they play so well that they don't get removed. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen that. It's the classic remove flamey, add flamey, remove flamey situation. Well, no, it was seized, sorry. My mistake. Wrong Russian player. Either way.
Seized or Electronic, who's better? Electronic's been popping off.
No basis, I'm going to say Electronic. But look, that's a discussion for another time. Another day, perhaps. Because right now we're looking at Australian players, a single Kiwi, Norwegian, some Frenchies. Probably should have been a little bit more specific. I'm pretty sure at least one of them is Belgian. But hey, moving away from that, because I don't know as much as I should about it. Gratisfaction about to be under a lot of pressure here, close to bathrooms. Jacob trying to help him out, but back on the A bomb site. And Grat, he's been caught out trying to get away from this position a few times. He has made it this time. Kenny's not going to find the shot, but Body might. No, this time. Grat gets the better of him. Leaves it in a 4v5 for his team. His Existence tries to make a play through a smoke and is also denied. This one's looking better for Renegades.
Oh, but Jacob on the short side there, upgrading to the AK. Going to hold his whip for the moment as Smith starts to fall back. Doesn't want to give up the bomb control. Kenny S holding Con and bathrooms. Allowing the rotate to come in. But Smiths with 40 seconds remaining has gone all the way back to Coffin. Not to Coffin, sorry. To Playground, to Party. And they are going to double back down bathrooms. So there are 3 of the Renegades here on the A site. The stack coming out as JKS holds for the rotation at the bottom of Con. He's not going to find any information. And with 20 seconds remaining, G2 are going to have to make a decision. Do they make a play? Can they get the bomb down? Look at the angle, though. Azza is going to be hit through the truck down to 20 HP. Jacob still in this corner. Over towards Long. There goes the bomb. And Kenny, all he's going to try to do now is save the AWP. JKS making a little bit of noise there in Con, but with 4 seconds remaining. Does he kill him before the timer goes down? Yes, he does. Could have held off the trigger for a moment and denied G2 any money into the next round. But instead, he makes the safe choice and holds onto the rifle of his own. You know, buffing the economy a tiny little bit more for the Renegades. And going into the 12th round, Renegades starting to hunt back. 5-6. Looking to tie it up. G2 just on the P2s, though.
Given that we are looking Nico around, I feel like now is the time to remind everyone. For those playing along at home, it's currently 5:30 in Seattle, which is where Valve is based. So update day the 2nd is today. So we're currently 5:30 AM. Maybe in a few hours we'll get the update that we've all been being baited about for the last 3 days. We'll see. Keep you updated on that. Of course, we are using a beta version of the game here that means the update won't affect us. So we do actually have to keep an eye out for it because we won't know about it. It won't affect our games at all, but we'll see. Either way, P250s. Jacob finds the first frag, cops a bit of damage for it. Actually under a bit of pressure here to stay alive. He could be dropping this AK, but Grat's here for backup.
There you go, a couple of bullets left in the clip. Existence will eventually take him down, but Grat on the USP getting the headshot onto Smiths. Now Existence, he's managed to find himself the AK, wrapping back around towards Long. As the 2-man push comes out on B, Renegades, all the information should be able to hold any rotation. But Grat and Azza posted. Grat watching Long and Azza just jumping for any information at bathrooms. Existence looking to get a frag off of a misplay, but the man is just going to hold his wit here up on the flower bed. 40 seconds remaining, all the time in the world. But I think Renegades just have his number. Essentially, the round's done, you know. Good damage, considering the situation. Jacob losing that rifle. But a flash towards Long, and here's that aggression. Grat can't connect, though, so Existence will take him down through the edge of the wall. Slight wallbang, pulling the AK out just in time. Almost finding Azra as well, down to 48 HP, who is going to save the AWP for Grat. But there you go, 6 rounds apiece. They've brought it back. The boys doing work.
And once again, it's anyone's game. 6 apiece now on G2's map pick. It's still the Smiths and Existence show over there. 15-14 for them. Everyone else on 4 kills on their team. Over on the Renegades, Jacob and Gratisfaction leading the way, but pretty much a show of, what, 4 players at this point. Just 2 players on each team getting all of the kills, not letting their teammates have any of that action. Jacob fast through the smoke with a flashbang to support him. We'll be able to hide behind Fountain here. No one from G2 has peeked him just yet, but He knows there is a timer on how long he can be here before he has to start being worried about a player. Pushing around from playground, pushing up through con. Grad's doing his best to help him out here, but it's a very tenuous position, and Jacob, he's got to make some sort of play. He's going to do it by pushing forward, not back. Apply more pressure, not less. See if he can catch them out, and they shouldn't be checking this angle. Shouldn't be ready for anything this close, and they are making a few footsteps now that he might just be able to hear. Grad's going to go over and look for the first. Try and take some attention away, but he falls back. Now it truly is Jacob alone.
Oh, but the aggression almost paying off. It was a 1-for-1 trade. Unfortunately, Jacob, he's done decent damage. Look at this. Kenny's and Body both very low, which will allow Grat an easier opportunity. He's got the AWP anyway, so as long as he hits at least the legs, there you go. He's found a bit more information and will fall back. Great prowess. Ready for the jump peak there. But now back at default, takes a pot shot and will fall back for the moment. Uses a bit of utility, and is he going to go for the re-peak though? At the moment, not yet, just jumping. Trying to get as much information as possible. Close at long. I think we have Shoxy here, ready to pounce, and with the Molotov, Grat goes down, so now back to a 3v4. Smiths has taken a lot of damage going through his own Molotov there, but Azza here at the truck is going to deny that man, looking for some more. He peeks out solo, and Shox will shut him down. But Liaz wrapping around the truck here, Body. He's down on 20 HP and 1 bullet. He'll be done. Liaz connects the shot. Now it's all up to Shoxy here, but he's going to go down as well. Liaz feeling sharp, and in the 1v2, Kenny S. He's on a rifle instead of the AWP. Is he going to be able to hold it? Head down at the flower pots. Isn't going to be spotted. Oh, is this the play? It's been cleared, but JKS, sorry, is going to pick that one up. Double clearing it just in case, and the Renegades take the lead 7-6. What a retake from Liaz and JKS.
Bit of a close one, but the boys will win it out in the end, which is what matters really, isn't it? They get it done. They do limit the economy of G2 quite severely as well. They have had some very good impact in this half going for armor, pistols, and utility. So they could go for that here, but that would leave them quite limited for the final round of the half. So more likely instead that they will save and get the gun round out. But, oh no, they forced it the last second. I like this from G2. They have shown that they can make these sorts of buys work. And now, sure, they're not going to get a rifle round next round, but they will get 2 of these buys. P90 out on Smiths. Kenny has on the Galil. Lots of utility. This sort of buy has worked for them before. We'll see what they can get done with it here.
P90 and Con is a deadly combination. He's not going to find too much, though. Anyway, I'm going to go back. Azza at truck last round. That frag that he got on the man... Oh, not at truck, at Banks, sorry. Kills the man that pushed truck, and that did allow Liaz to get that map control with the smoke that he threw on the retake, which made that round much more winnable for Renegades. Toilets control going to be taken by G2, but Jacob goes for the quick switch, and that is going to be his demise. The P90 around the corner. Smiths, he knows that Jacob likes to play aggressively. But Grad, he's going to whiff a shot as well, and peeking towards Flowerbed, gets the headshot angle. And he's going to take down Kenny. But now at long existence, can't do too much at long range, but there's the AWP down. Grat finding 2, but now it's down to a 2v2. JKS and Liaz, they've won this one before. But with the Molotov, we are going to see Shox and Body forced out off the plant. The bomb was down at long still. And G2 just can't get the bomb down, can't pick up the round. Beautiful hold from the Renegades.
Still only just, though. G2 are doing so much damage with these pistol buys. It is almost a little bit too little too late now, as they do take their tack time out, second tack time out of the game, to have a chat about this last round. They will actually have enough money to get the full rifles going here, so I did underestimate what round loss bonus they were up to, so they forced in the last round. They'll be able to get rifles out here and do it again. Still, Renegades now have won the half. Could still be an 8-7, but they've got the CT side rolling on G2's map pick, which is a good start for the boys from down under. G2, of course, no slatches themselves so far. Their pistol rounds in particular have been throwing it back to that 2015 French CS sort of thing, where we just see French teams winning with, you know, pistols, no armor, no util. They are doing it with util now, but it's working nonetheless, keeping the pressure up with these lower investments. Grat did eventually get a few shots rolling in that round as well. Took him a couple, but he got there. Still looking sharp since he's gone over to North America and now to Denmark. Let's see what G2 have got for us in this last round, though. Kenny limited to just the Tech 9 after going for full utility.
Grat will be flashed off. Playing anti-flash at just the wrong moment. Existence boosted up here, waiting for any long aggression. But G2, they've got the short control as well. Renegades not contesting, just playing the 3-2 setup, which we have seen many around. But the boost here up on the woodpile is Smith's going to check it. Bit of noise made though. If they held that for a second longer, Smith's might have fallen into the trap. Now Liaz, I think he spotted the barrel of the man in con.
Smith sneaking up con itself. Trying to get close to Grat here, who is playing a pretty dangerous angle. We've certainly seen him excel in these close range shotgun AWP positions before, and he's throwing smokes to try and make him think that he's fallen back through it, but it's not the case. It's not to be. He's staying here to keep this pressure up, but now it gets dangerous. Now Smiths can creep forward, and Grat, I think he's going to be caught out by this one. Not ready for it at all. Goes for the snapshot, but Smiths charges in and grabs the frag. Now Jacob with a lot to do. Gets checked in the corner. Body's going to find it. Azza needs multiple frags here, and he's only going to be able to find the one. Leaves it up to Liaz and JKS. They did it last round, but now it's a 2v4 for the final round of this half.
Yeah, it's looking a little rough here. Liaz and JKS, they've made the retakes before, but this time they're going to be spotted jumping around as well. They'll go for it regardless. And there you go, Liaz, the boosty. It's going to be putting JKS in a rough position. He's only got the AWP, 73 HP remaining. He's found the first, shooting them like ducks. There we are. The pre-fire from existence at long is just going to deny him falling back, but he's got the body shot on the Kenny S, who will eventually get the last couple of bullets. And there you go, G2. They found a 7th, and Renegades with the 1-round lead going into the second half. But the other day we saw G2 with an amazing hold on the CT side, so Renegades could be in a bit of a pickle. We'll just see if the rest of the Frenchies do decide to turn up. So far, it's still the old Existence and Smiths show. 131 ADR for Smiths at halftime. That's huge.
Good God.
And look at the enemies flashed as well. Much more consistent there for G2, as they are on the T side, probably using a lot more flashes than what the Renegades would have had to use. But anyway, we are into the second half. Who will take the pistol? This could set the stage for the rest of the first map here in the best of 3. If Renegades take this, they will be putting themselves in a very good position to 2-0. But you know, it's not over till the fat lady has sunk. And we're just waiting for the warm-up time to end.
Looks like it will have done just that now, so going to be jumping into this second half here. Gratisfaction going for the P250 upgrade for himself. Flash and smoke along with it. Azza, the RGL of the team, also going for the 2 flashes and a smoke. So Renegades, something lined up here. Looks like it's going to be a play in towards this B bomb side initially. Maybe they'll go up through con, depending on this positioning, but Body takes the fight up through short. Gratisfaction's found shocks elsewhere. That's the fountain push dead. Now they're all trying to get up con. Body's determined to fight this, and he will eventually hit the shot and get away as well. And now Kenny S is here to help as well. G2, this is one starting to go back in their favor very, very quickly indeed.
But Azza now looking to retrieve the bomb. G2, it's their round to lose. 3 men towards the B site. Bomb in the I site as well. Azza just jumping around. He's actually very deadly with a pistol, this man, especially when he's feeling it. Right now, he doesn't have the body armor, so that could be dangerous. He has a smoke and 2 flashes to retake short. But Grat is quite far away, and not a huge amount of utility used there. Grat, he's throwing the flash, but now his position is known, and that is going to be a relatively clean round for G2. Bringing it back to 8 rounds each. Grat without the armor either there, so the Renegades just couldn't close that one out. And are they going to be forcing back as well? Looks like the call's been made. Azza going for the CZ armor and a bit of utility. So it's going to be a bit of a slogfest yet again in the second half. Renegades, we might see them do a similar thing to what G2 were doing. Jacob there, even with the MAC-10. So we'll see if this beautiful weapon with a large amount of movement speed is going to be able to pull off what the Renegades needed to do.
Your favorite gun, your namesake, in fact.
100%.
You were named after the MAC-10.
Great weapon.
It's true fact, ladies and gentlemen. True story. See what Renegades have got for us. Trying to do a bit of a G2, as you've said. Keeping the pressure up with those pistols. And they've got enough utility. Not as much as G2 are carrying, but they've got enough to get themselves in close, which is the ranges that those pistols work the best at. There's not that much util on G2 to stop them either. Flashbang out to buy some room for Existence, but he's not going to move with it. There's a single kit on him as well, so if he dies out here, that's actually crucial, because the kit will be quite a long way from either of the bomb sites if it goes down in the open here.
But Existence, look at this, just holding his nerve, waiting to hear any utility used. Right in the corner, and there goes the utility, but they're not going to hard clear the corner. Liaz falls down, as does Azza. And now holding in the hand, JKS with the Deagle, showing up. Grad as well with the Tech 9. Now here's a breath of fresh air. The bomb may be able to go down here. JKS wanting to cover, but Smiths finds the angle. JKS jumping over the bullets, but he is going to find the 1D eventually with the spam. Grat taking out Shock. Now it's down to the 1v2. And Body, can he do it with the UMP? 20 seconds remaining. There's plenty of time, but the UMP is going to be too strong. Jumping up on truck. Body not scared at all by the Renegades as G2 take the lead 9-8.
Bit of a close one there, but Renegades unable to replicate the success that G2 found. They will have to reinvest in this quite heavily. They did buy quite a lot of guns and lose them all, or lose almost all of them. They still get the round win happening, though, on the CT side, and that's crucial, as this is their map pick for the French side. They'll be looking to grab this one and push further into the series. Renegades now just going to go for a light investment. Gratisfaction on the full save to get that AWP out. Everyone else with the enhanced round loss bonus can afford to go a little bit deeper in. Between $12.50 for the lowest player, but everyone else around the $1,700 to $2,000 mark. See if they're able to get anything done with the pistols without armor this time. That's a great grenade into Con. Liaz, 7 HP remaining.
You know, he's Australian, he plays cricket, he doesn't like to drop the ball. It's understandable. But Shoxy here on the other side of the door, saying knock, knock, let me in. There is a couple of little feet there at the bottom of Monster. But Shock's now going to be caught in every worst possible way. He's gone for the quick switch, couldn't do any damage, and he gets caught with a smoke out as well, but he somehow survives with 32 HP. Renegades just barely missing that opportunity. But Kenny here up on the A site, jump peeking, Existence hiding in the corner at long. And he's got an M4A4, so the snub of the rifle there may not be spotted if a long push comes in. But Renegades, they are looking and swarming towards the B site here. 3 men from G2 looking to hold. The weaponry is there, and Grat gets the dink onto Smiths, and he will fall. Jacob peeking out at just the right moment, and here comes the hit. Rotation coming out from Kenny S, but is it going to be enough? Too late. Shoxy here eventually finding 2 with the MP9. Kenny S as well on the FAMAS doing some damage, but as a Jacob and JKS just couldn't lock the round down. Plenty of time to plant, but G2 says no. And they will make it to double digits first here. 10-8 over the Renegades, who are finally going into their first gun round on the T side of Overpass.
They are indeed. They've got Gratisfaction onto the AWP straight away. That's what he's been saving for. A potent force on the T side of any map with that gun, or really just on any side of any map with that. So we'll see what he's able to bring out for us here. G2 having to throw some guns around to get all of them sorted with that expensive second round of the half. But they do get it all happening. No sniper rifle for Kenny S just yet, but 2 kits, full rifles with the exception of Shocks, and he's very happy with an MP9 as he's shown us on multiple occasions. Waiting around in Con at the moment, hoping he can catch out someone on the Renegades. They're going for a slower default here. Bomb down in playground. 2 players on a search party into long. Everyone else spreading out and hoping they can catch someone on G2 unawares.
Azza just slowly working the bathroom control. Not using a whole lot of utility, but Jacob all the way down long, catching Kenny with utility in hand. And the hard rotation will come out from G2. Looking like they are just going to play retake. Jacob smoking off bank, but going straight through at the CTs. Don't seem to be where. Shox has a gun in hand. There is going to be a potential for 2 frags there. Jacob only finding a 1 and done. There is going to be a trade. Shoxy taking him down and being gifted an AK as well. Grat will find the headshot onto Body through the wall. But Shox, look at this. He's already walking away, just clearing the flank and potentially just looking to save. So G2 happy to save 2 rifles into the end of the round. And they should be able to buy into the next. Smiths will be able to buy himself. Shox in Existence should be able to drop with the 2 rifles saved. That's if they save them. We do see Liaz all the way at party already. Depending on where he routes himself, he might be able to find one of the rifles and get it out of the hands of G2, but I'm not sure if he's going to go for the hunt. Renegades too worried about their own economy, which is a good decision in my books.
Something in mind too. Existence will keep his gun alive with a quick frag onto Azza, but as the bomb explodes, it'll be Renegades making it 10-9. keeping themselves in this first map. G2 still with a lead, but economy really not looking good for them. The money severely limited now. They say 2 guns, they'll be able to pass some more out, so they will scrape a buy together, but it's really not going to be good. Going to be severely limited on the utility and in the armor. Again, with some clever fun managing, they've managed to get 5 rifles happening, but no kits. 3 players that had armor, not that it matters, there's no SMGs, but still something to consider. And a lot of players lacking in the grenade department.
But speaking of grenades, JKS blowing up into short. Being gifted this control as G2 don't contest at all. They did waste a smoke towards short there. Not really a waste, but you know, they've dropped a smoke.
Used, yeah.
Used a smoke.
Expended.
Popped a smoke. I don't know. What's it matter? Renegades, though, they're just holding the default. Looking to progressively make their way to bathrooms again, but the 2-men setup in long bathrooms might be effective here for G2. Split coming into con, so that has been cleared. Renegades now able to rotate to either site with this little bit of map control, but existence here with the M4 playing the slight off angle. Jiggling for the moment. Here's a couple of footsteps, and Azar, he will walk into the trap. There is a trade from Jacob. Will he hard clear the corner? He tries to, but shocks. He's been feeling it today. And there is another headshot for him. So bathrooms control is in favour of G2, as is the man advantage. But JKS, he started to lurk his way up short. He's here at Sandbags. Body, holding.
Man.
Beautiful bomb cam there.
That bomb flashes an awful lot, man. It's freaking out.
It's good
Renegades,
to see.
though, not getting into this B bomb site. There's only 1 player here. The rotation is starting, but they can actually get this bomb down as long as they can sneak past Body, who at the moment is more than content to hold the cross, wait for his teammates to arrive. There's the kill, though, taken on to Smith. The trade comes out, and Grat spam down as he tries to get this bomb down, but he's lost all of his teammates now. 1v3, bomb down. Shock's already way too close. The snapshot is missed. That's the first one, though, onto Kenny. Eventually shot in the back, though. Unfortunately, just too much to be done. An excellent retake from G2. Given that they had only 1 player on that bomb site, they get the diffused, or the rotation through even lightning quick. Very well coordinated retake indeed. And they push their lead up to 11.
Yeah, I don't think the Renegades even faced there to try to hold the site while the bomb was going down. I'm pretty sure a couple of them were shot through the smokes. So there was not a lot the Renegades could do to deny that, other than, I guess, hide and leave Grat open to be getting shut down as he tried to get the bomb planted. So, you know, that's what happens with the man advantage. G2 can just get aggressive. They've got the rifles spraying through smokes, etc., etc. But G2, they found their legs 11th round, and Renegades are on a 9th. But the economy not looking too great, as there was a couple of rifles lost in the previous round. So Renegades will save to buy up into the 22nd. Whoop, up. All right, apparently not. We are going to see another force coming out from the Renegades here.
Let's ask ourselves a philosophical question. Philosophical question, Mac. What is a save?
It's when you don't buy much.
That's a literal question, mate. I want it philosophical. Because obviously Renegades don't believe in it. They're keeping the pressure up here. Or at least they're going to do their best to. 2 players limited to pistols, but a couple rifles out. Gratisfaction on the big AWP as well. See what he can get done with this, but we're not to find anything just yet. And Azza gives himself up to Kenny. That's 1 of the guns down. Oh,
and Grat almost falling as well. 26 HP on him. Taking a bit of damage there. Traded through Monster. I think it might have been Body there. Definitely was Body. He got legged and forced back for the moment. Now he's lining up. Nade over towards short here. JKS, though, in the cutout. Not going to take any damage from the HE. But G2, look at this. 4 men on the B site. 100% expecting a rush towards the B site. The bomb is at the back of Monster. Not sure if it was spotted on Grat earlier. But he will just be posting on the angle for the moment. G2 not getting over aggressive, not peeking, and not giving up any frags. They like having a man advantage.
And I can't blame them. I'd like it too. Nice and comfortable for you on Overpass here. This is, if you're G2, this is your map pick. It's the first map as well. You don't want to let it slip to your opponents when you're heading on to Train, which is a map that G2 themselves we haven't seen a lot out of.
But here we are. Flash comes in, and Body in a perfect position will spot the bomb and deny the cross to sight. JKS on the trade with the deagle, though. What a 1-dig from Mr. Savage. Now the bomb should be planted here for Jacob. Decent utility for G2 to go for the retake, though. No smokes or mollies, but flashes are plenty. And Grat will be taken down eventually. Jacob finding one as a consolation frag, but Kenny S on the AWP finding a second on the retake. And there you go, G2 finding the 12th round. Now 3 in the lead over Renegades, who are looking a little bit lost.
I've got to say, I'm really impressed by the way that G2 are doing these retakes. Their trade fragging as they go in is just incredibly clean. Like, I think there's been very few of the retakes on their CT side where it's actually been, you know, get a play or get a kill, lose a player, extended jockeying position, get another kill. All of their retakes, it seems like they all just commit as one. They get all of the frags they need within seconds of each other. It's very, very clean work from them, and Renegades are not able to stand up to it. They're going for a deagle buy here on the T side, trying to stop the rush of G2, but it does feel like now Overpass is starting to fall away from the Aussies. G2 playing very well on this CT side indeed. Not looking really under too much pressure at all. As I just said, all their retakes have been good, despite the fact they've had to go for a number of them. They've all been clean. Now all they've got to do is survive the pistols, and they'll be in fine form, heading towards that 16-round mark.
Renegades have been looking pretty good on the pistols, though. We saw that round where they almost won over towards the A site. That was when G2 only had the SMGs and light rifles, though. Here we are, Smith's playing with fire, going for the repeat here. Jacob continually trying to find the angle, but they are going to swap men. And through the wall, the spray comes out. Body eventually finding Jacob there. Grat down to 25 HP, Azza on 51. Make it 0 for both of those players. Body and Shocks picking up the frags. Now it's all up to Liaz. They know exactly where he is. No armor, no life even. As G2 find themselves a 13th, but Renegade should be able to buy into the 23rd. With the round loss bonus, couple of rifles across the board. Grat, not sure if he will opt for the AWP. He'll have to go for the glass cannon if he does. And he'll make the smart decision to get a bit more utility as well. And Renegades may just have to manipulate their strategy to try to get to a different site. Maybe go towards A, you know, change it up a little bit. The B site, they've been getting the B site, which is what is baiting them back. But the retakes from G2, just so dominant.
Certainly has been the case. See what Renegades can do with the AKs in hand now. Existence, in one of the higher, bigger fraggers for G2, hanging out close to Fountain. He will have heard all of this push going down long, most likely. No one from G2 repositioning for it just yet, but they are sneaking up Fountain control. That's the push. They're going to flank around behind, and Kenny's gifted a double. Bomb down. It all falls apart for Renegades in the space of half a second. A single AWP shot is all it takes. He's going to get Grat here as well. No, actually misses that one. Gets the dink with the 5-7, but it's enough. The flank's already here. Existence, he'd been waiting for this the whole time. He heard that push. He got the flank, and it falls to JKS. The lurker left alone on the B site. Now doesn't have a team to support him anywhere.
But Body's here and waiting. Look at that. Completely ready with the AUG. We've seen a lot of AUG action tonight, actually.
We have. We're just seeing it come back into the meta now. It only costs $50 more than the M4. The spray is, I mean, really not that different from the M4. It's a pretty easy adjustment, and you get a scope, so if you like holding long angles, why not?
Look at that. Kenny S with the 2-for-1 combo, though. That essentially shut down Renegade's hopes and dreams. They've got the round loss bonus, and they are going to buy up a couple more pistols, but G2 probably going to find a 15th round. Not a lot of hope for the Renegades to try to bring this one back. G2 should be able to close it out. A couple of force buys on the T side as the last-ditch effort for the Renegades, just not proving too effective.
Shakes on the menu on the wall, and shakes on the menu for Renegades as it seems so far in their last, or second last tactical timeout now. One left, but not a lot of time to use it. 14 rounds up for G2 on the CT side of their own map pick. Renegades going to be forced onto the pistols once again. They've just had no economy rolling in this first map. It looks like G2 going to push into Train with the one map lead. Still up in the air though. Yeah, how Train will go between these two teams. Once again, these are maps that both teams have played a rather small amount of. Looking at the stats, these are two of the maps that you thought would have been banned, but not the case here.
Less one-sided than you would have expected, though. Renegades definitely showing face here.
Not enough, though, it seems, at this point. Certainly their pistol rounds haven't got them as much as they have needed them to. That's a great grenade.
The money
Over 100 damage, or just about 100 damage done. Next one won't do as much, but nonetheless, it puts G2 in a great position here. They do have all of the rifles to play with. Survive this pistol round, they'll be on match point, and it'll be last ditch time for Renegades.
But speaking of ditch, Body is going to face there accordingly. JKS just couldn't connect this time with the Deagle. And the off-angle boost coming out with Jacob. Not sure if he is going to get aggressive. Oh, Smith's not actually spotting the head there. But body, oh, he definitely does. Jacob falls down and Smith's expecting Grat to have fallen into the pit. Jumping around, making all this noise. Grat has a pot shot, but he's in a rough position, upgrading potentially to the Deagle. The budget up. You know, if there's any man that can make this weapon work, it's probably Grat, and the Molotov coming out in the smoke. Liaz in probably the worst possible position, is going to be flushed out. Makes it to headshot. But Kenny finds the angle. Liaz goes down, as does Grat. And there's the 15th round for G2. Renegades are able to buy up to try to play for overtime. Can they bring it back? I'd like to believe. I'd like to believe.
Worth noting as well, the first half for Renegades was 8-7. This next one has been 1-8.
Yep.
Gotten barely anything done here on their T side. Unfortunately, G2 just been a little bit too strong here on the CT of Overpass, their own map pick. It's last attempt time for Renegades. They've got the rifles in hand, they've got the Deagles to, or the utility even to work with, but G2 have just been way too strong. They're still getting confident. They're getting full con control in the hands of Shocks here, and Renegades, they're trying to make the entry on B, but the CTs are here. 2 players, they're going to get the rotations through from Short or from Con as well. That said though, for now, the T's have run over the G2 players on this bomb site. Going to force the retake out 3v4, but G2 have been good at these. We'll see how this one goes for them. JKS, though, finds another. Maybe Renegades stay alive here for just one more round.
Here we are, the man advantage still in favour of the Renegades. 3v2, and Kenny S and Existence have to make a call shortly. Grat is going to go down in this back to the 2v2, so G2, they've got money in the bank. They can decide to go for this one. Azza just barely dodging that one in his position. Flash over for both teams. Liaz is going to deny the cross to Short. Existence last alive, finds it, makes it back to the 1v1, but Azza is going to clutch that one out. So Renegades, they make it to double digits. They're going to have to do it 5 more times to keep the dream alive, at least on Overpass.
And if we have a look at the money, when that comes back up here in a second, G2 just threw away all of their guns on that and still have loads of money. They denied Renegades the majority of their rifles, only 1 staying up. Look how heavy that reinvestment is. They've got barely any money on 4 players. And G2, they've still got tons of money across the majority of their team. Now, of course, money doesn't matter if Renegades lose, but if they win, if they want to keep this map going, they need to continue winning, and what they need to do that is money. So if G2 lose the next 3 rounds, but every single round they drop 4 guns, Renegades are just going to be on pistols pretty much every time trying to make it to overtime here. Existence is going to get tagged down to 8 HP by a pair of HE grenades, but it's still 5 needed for the T side here to get back into things.
Con control in the hands of Renegades yet again. I think Kenny, I thought he was boosted, but he definitely is not. I think it's Smith's actually boosted. Down over towards Short there. No, he's doing the boosting. It's Shoxy up on top. Keeping eyes on Short there. But Kenny, pre-scoped, just waiting for any aggression from the Renegades, which might come in. Jacob, he knows this line exists, and Azza is going to be the first one to cross it. 52 HP for him. Oh, but Liaz is going to be absolutely deleted there by Mr. S. But Grat through the wall with the trade. You couldn't ask for more. Now back to the 3v4. Existence body so low. G2 have the man advantage, but for how long? Existence pushing out to sight. 1 bullet, and Azza is done, and straight on the noggin. We are going to see Existence go for the spray transfer, but Jacob can't quite connect either. He is going to be shut down by Smith, who goes through the smoke. Grat, though, keeping the dream alive. He's found 2 for the round so far. The smokers hear it, jump up. But are they going to run into one another? Existence seems to be ready for this. They both know, and there you go. Grat gets his head ripped off, and 16-10. G2 take it with a 6th round lead over the Renegades. First map going the way of G2. You know, it was their map pick. It could have been expected. You know, G2 definitely turning up. As we said, the individual performances are what is going to win it for G2, if anything. And today it was a different set of people as well.
It certainly was, and that last round was actually really sick from both AWPers there. We saw a vintage Kenny S flick, Grat finds a wallbang out of nowhere. That's always good fun to see when you have AWPers as, I'm going to say the words high profile, and for all the fans who aren't Aussies, you're going to be like, nah, you're being biased, and that's true. I'll give you that. Grat is, he's not yet proven himself to be a world-class AWPer like Kenny S has, but certainly within Australia we know him for these sorts of plays, and Kenny, I mean, who doesn't like a Kenny S flick? Some nice AWPing action from him. So either way, it is G2 to take out map number 1. We now look forward to Train, which is Renegade's pick. which could be quite the interesting prospect for them. In the meantime, though, we look back on the map that was... It was actually a really close one all the way through this first half. This first half was 8-7. The second half was 9-2 in favor of G2.
Yep. G2, they just had such a strong CT side showing. We saw it the other day, and we've seen it again tonight. Thinking about that, going into train, if we see a similar scenario, Renegades could be in trouble. But obviously it's their map pick, and G2, I don't think they've been too successful at all on train. So it should be a pretty one-sided affair, but G2 obviously are showing up. So if they can continue the momentum, continue up the aim going into the second map, I don't know. Is the reverse sweep going to be denied?
I mean, I'm not even sure it's a reverse sweep if G2 get this second map happening, but Renegades, I mean, there's still a chance for them to get back into this series. They certainly had a good showing on their CT side at least, but T side, they got destroyed by G2. So I'll see how train goes once we do get there. Of course, Cache, the map that's left. And I think that one could be a very exciting one if we get there. But to do that, Renegades need to pull out something more. We saw good things from them in half of this map, but there wasn't really too much in the second half that really gave us much cause for hope. There was a few individual nice shots. There was Grat having a few nice moments. JCam was getting some frags, but across the board, I mean, the fact they only won 2 rounds on their entire T side does kind of tell a story for us. So
yep,
we're going to need to see something more from them. And from G2, that was a pretty good game. I think they'll be very happy with that. Their CT side, their retakes were clinical, very, very good across the board. So
yep,
I think there's not really too much to be upset about with that. In the end, a 16-10 is still a pretty comfortable scoreline.
One of the rounds that they got on the T side was just a rush B with a couple of bits of util. We saw it a little bit too late, I think. You know, it's something that you generally will throw in a little bit earlier to try to feel the waters, that momentum change. But, you know, especially that last round could have gone either way. You know, Grad in the smoke. Existence was so aware, though. He was just ready for the smoke push, knowing that it was a 1vx situation. Grad had to make a play. These Frenchies, they're bloody smart, I tell you, and they know just what to do in just the right moments, and we saw it here to close that one out. And
that's the other thing as well. It was the biggest fraggers on that matchup. I'm not sure exactly how the final scoreboard would have looked, but throughout the entirety of the map, it was Existence and Smiths who were doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Kenny was starting to get a little bit involved with the AWP there as well. They all had some decent moments. Body with the AUG was looking good too, but overall, it did feel like Existence and Smiths were doing a lot of the work, which is not something we normally see or expect from G2. So it's nice to see them playing that well. Of course, Shox was no slouch. He never is. So if G2 can start to get, you know, 4 out of 5 players showing up as opposed to it just being the Shox and Kenny S show, then they're going to be really dangerous, I think.
I'm just going to have to agree with you there. You know, like, Shox, he's been consistent over the last couple of days, and I think he should be able to... What's the third map?
Cache.
Cache. Yeah, look, all right, Renegades, they've got a Cache. I'm talking third map, just expecting Renegades to take train. You know, it's going to be an upset if Renegades don't take train. Let's be real. How one-sided it's going to be, not too sure, but I guess we'll find out shortly.
We will indeed find out. And before we get to that third map, we've got to play a second, so we'll do that right after this break.